In this video, we're going to progress on into circling the corners. You've worked on following the rail. Now the next step is, can you get circles in the corner? And so it's very similar to the following the rail, but each corner you come to, you're going to pick up a circle. So we're here at a walk. I'm on Murphy here. He's a 7-year-old rescue horse. And I'm just going to do a nice circle here in the corner, and I can stay on this circle as long as I need to. Like, we're really looking for the three primary things of forward rhythm, following the line of travel, and bend through their body. And I'm looking for at least a 6 or better on all three of those things. So the forward rhythm, yeah, that's the biggest thing there, is he kind of wants to slow down. So I'm going to just activate a little bit. So can I keep a 6 on my forward rhythm as I make the circle? And then line of travel, yeah, I like that. That's pretty good. And is he bending through his body? So that's pretty nice. If he's giving me 6s or better in all three of those, then I'm just going to stay to the rail and follow the rail on to the next corner. Keeping that 6 or better in the forward rhythm and the line of travel and bend, and since you're straight ahead, there should be no bend. Now I get to the corner and I pick up another circle. And I follow my circle around there, and I see the circle on the ground here, and I can use the corner as a guide to help my circle. And if you really are challenged with this, put some cones out to help you find your circle. And he's doing pretty well here. So in the beginning, you might do your circle and he might drift off, fall in or out, and you're just going to keep helping him back to that circle. So that's pretty good. And then we follow down the rail, looking for that nice forward rhythm. He keeps walking along, and when I get to the corner, as I get here, this is when I'm going to start leaving onto my circle. So I already have 2 points picked out in the corner, right about where the gate opens and the second post from the corner there. So can I land, hit the fence right here at this fence post, and then I can visualize seeing there's another point out here for me to land on and another point out here to land on, and that will help you find your circle. Like I say, if that's really hard for you, just put some markers out there, some cones or whatever you have to help you out. And that's pretty nice. And then I head on down to the next corner. So his challenge, his biggest thing is his forward right now, which is kind of interesting because normally he's a pretty forward fella. Today he's just kind of whatever. So I pick up my circle. I like that. It's pretty nice. And now I'm just gonna, but don't die on me. I'm gonna keep my circle, and then I'm gonna go back the other direction. And the more advanced your horse becomes, the more particular and more connected you can get with him. So with Murphy here, I can have just a feel on his mouth, but I don't want to be picking him up too much yet. I want to get him to stay long and stretched out, but flexing through his body. So here he wants to fall in on this circle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a little bit with my inside rein, shift my weight to the outside to help stretch the outside of his body. he wants to fall in on this shoulder. So when I tip his nose, instead of him bending through his body, he just falls in. So I pick up a little bit with the inside rein, shift my weight out, and almost leg yield him back out to the circle there. Now if you do that and your horse is still leaning, then don't get heavier and firmer with your hands and legs. Just say keep going. If he wants to fall in, so like he's just going to go smaller and smaller, and you're going to say, well, that's harder at that size circle. You just keep him going, and keep asking to go back out to the bigger circle, because the bigger circle is easier for him. So you're going to help, like here, I ask him to stay out, he wants to keep falling in. There he started shifting out, but if he kept falling in, I don't get firmer and heavier, say get out there. I'm more just saying, hey, you got to keep going. For you to walk on that smallest circle is a lot harder than if you just stay out here on the circle. So we'll see if we can get a whole circle there where he's pretty nice, because there he's starting to bend through his body. And that's what this exercise is the start of, is really getting them flexible through their spine. You're keeping the forward rhythm and keeping them on that line of travel. And we'll leave because that was pretty nice. And then once we get to this corner here, we'll ask again and see if he will stay out onto the circle or will he fall in again. So he's actually getting some releases, so not too bad. I have to shift my weight out a little bit to help him, but he's releasing. If he needs to stretch down a little bit more, I'm letting him do that. There he falls in, so I shift my weight out. And I might need to lift a little bit with my hand too. And I want to explain a little bit on shifting your weight. So I'm going to halt here. So what often happens is when we shift our weight is we tend to do this. So what often happens is we tend to do this when we shift our weight. We collapse, and when we collapse, I'm still throwing weight this way. What you want to do is keep your spine straight and shift over like this. What that does is it draws the whole shoulder and everything out. But when you do this, you collapse, your weight is still going this way. So the horse is, you're helping the horse fall in. So if I want to bring the horse out, I want to keep my spine straight and just shift my weight to the outside. Now I'm exaggerating it here, but sometimes I have to do that. And if you think of, you bring that weight down into this foot here to the ground. It's not bringing the foot out, it's bringing it straight to the ground. And so I'll just kind of demonstrate that as we're walking. So I'm coming around. Here he wants to actually fall out, so I shift my weight in a little bit. And now I bend, shift my weight out there. I'm not collapsing. I keep my spine straight, shift my weight out, come on with a little inside leg to help too. There he wants to fall out, so I shift my weight in. And here he wants to fall in, so I shift my weight to the outside. Open my outside rein here, but still keeping him bent on the circle. Because a lot of times you're going to start asking with the outside rein and then they'll just tip to the outside. So the inside rein keeps the bend, the outside rein just helps to open and draw the wither over. but make sure your weight is there first. So,
Some of that is the end. It's really hard to get it in this corner.
okay.
Thanks.
And we just head out of that corner. And I'm just going to let them, so you don't have to do every corner every time. And we'll do it in the next corner, depending on how big your arena is. If you have a really big arena, sometimes I'll even do it in the center of the long wall. So you can just kind of throw the circles in whenever you think. If you've got a really small circle, I might do every other corner. So here, I'm making the circle. Now he kind of wants to, well, actually this is pretty good. He thought about leaving to the outside, but then he's like, oh, I can do it. And I have to shift my weight out a little bit here to say stay out there. But it's pretty nice all in all. So going to the right is a lot harder for him than going to the left. I like that. So some nice changes there in the circling in the corners. And so you're just going to keep playing with that, going around and around until you get some change. And like he's made some nice changes here. And so then we can move on up into the trot, and in the next video we'll show you about that. But just keep going until you get some consistency. So it's the three basic elements: a forward rhythm, line of travel, horse is following the line of travel, not veering in or veering out, and then is your horse bending its body on the line of travel that you're on. So if you're on the straightaway, they're straight ahead. When you pick up the circle, they're bending their body from their pole to their tail, arcing as you make that circle. So go on out there, play with that. Let me know how it's working for you, and we'll see you in the next video.